Good evening, my name is Ajan John, and today I am going to correct two pieces of writing by one student. These are answers to IELTS Speaking Task 2 and 3. You can see the questions and the answers printed below. The areas I have highlighted in bold have mistakes, or I am going to improve. Don't forget, if you are listening to this on YouTube, you can click on subtitles or transcript and you should be able to see most of the text printed accurately. Before I go on to discuss the two pieces of writing, I would like to first of all remind you of my strategy for speaking tests. This is in three parts. Firstly, for every speaking test you will have between 20 seconds and 1 minute to prepare and make notes. You should take advantage of this and try to keep your ideas simple. Put your energy into creating an interesting story with good vocabulary and grammar. Don't try to be too complicated in your answer. So first of all, make some notes and make a plan for how you're going to answer the question. Second part, when practicing by yourself, I recommend that you try to simulate examination conditions by recording into your telephone or whatever device you are using. From your notes in this test, task 2, speak for around 2 minutes, and for task 3 speak for around 1 minute. Then the third stage, listen to the recording you have made and transcribe it into writing. This will help you to clearly see your mistakes, and while you are writing, try to improve what you have said. This will give you vital practice at dealing with answering a question with a very limited amount of time, and will help you to see whether you are a smooth talker, whether you are using good joining words, and so on. I really recommend this for personal practice. It will improve your speaking massively in exams. So let's move on to looking at this student's writing. First question, describe a beautiful place to visit in your country. Paragraph 1. There are many foreigners who visit Thailand because, in my opinion, it is the best travel place in the world. And I have a beautiful place I want to recommend to you, which is called Mae Hong Son. Paragraph 2. You can get to Mae Hong Son in 3 ways. The first way is to drive, and this will take you between 18 to 22 hours. The second way is by taking a van from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, which will take you more than 10 hours, and then from Chiang Mai to Mae Hong Son at about 8 hours. The last way is convenient for everyone if you don't mind paying a little extra money, and this is to take an airplane which will only take you 1.5 hours. Notice I have added some information there regarding taking an aeroplane, which I think makes that sentence better. However, in this paragraph, the writer is going into too much technical, logistical detail. Best only to really talk about one method of travelling to Mae Hong Son, but focus more on the details. For example, if we talk about the method of going by car, we might say, I recommend you go by car because on the journey, which will take you more than 20 hours, you can visit many other beautiful places on the way. In addition, you can stop and try out some local cuisine. in some of Thailand's many provinces. So you should be trying to give more detail, which will give you the opportunity to use more vocabulary and grammar. Not write like the writer is here, which is similar to the way a tour guide may give you practical information about the journeys. On to paragraph 3. 2 years ago, I visited Mae Hong Son with my family. There were very few people interested in travelling there because it was very far from Bangkok, even though it was very peaceful and beautiful. So no full stop after Bangkok. We will put those first 2 sentences into one and join with even though rather than however, which I think makes a clearer meaning. I went to see the fog at Puchi Per, a place I really would like to recommend to you because you can relax while enjoying the beautiful views. The next sentence, usually not a good idea to start a sentence with and. Let's start with furthermore instead. Furthermore has wonderful natural landscapes where you can go walking or bird watching, has fantastic weather, semicolon here, it feels like you are living in heaven. I'm trying to capture the writer's meaning here. The last phrase is not clear, but I think she means it's like living in heaven. I've made quite a few changes there because the writer's ideas are not very clear. Generally, it's not a bad answer to the question, describe a beautiful place. The best part is probably near the end, where the writer begins to describe why it is so attractive, talking about beautiful nature, good weather. It probably would have been better to have gone into more detail about the landscape and the area. So the writer could have said that Mae Hong Son is the highest town in Thailand and therefore has the coldest winters. It is a very hilly area surrounded by beautiful forests and many wild animals. It is a great place to go trekking, and in the winter many people go there hoping to see some snow, although this is a very rare event. So you can see, using your imagination and your knowledge about Mae Hong Son, you could have given more interesting information which would have given you better marks in IELTS. Let's now look at question for part 3, paragraph 1. In my opinion, people like to travel to different places in their free time, mostly to relax. The second sentence is a little bit unclear because it begins with first, while the writer has said in the first sentence that people like to travel for relaxation. So this is a bit confusing. So I think we will put the first 2 sentences into one. So let's start again. In my opinion, people like to travel to different places for 2 main reasons. Firstly, they want to relax, and secondly, they are bored with the environment in which they live, and they want to see something different. For example, if you have lived in Bangkok since you were young, you will know Bangkok so well that it will hold very little interest to you anymore, and traveling to different provinces will be more exciting. Paragraph 2. This first sentence is not clear. I think the writer means people look for new experiences, so let's change this. In addition, most people want to have new experiences in their lives, for example, they want to taste the food in different areas or countries, Moreover, many people like to learn about cultural differences by talking with the local inhabitants and starting up new friendships. I've added a lot of information here to make this sentence more attractive and clearer. Lastly, most people want to see the beautiful places of the world. They don't just want to see their own hometown every day of their lives. So again, I'm making quite a few changes in the last sentence to add more detail, make it clearer. The answer to this question is okay, but the writer probably could have made it easier for herself if she just stuck to one idea. Either relaxation or boredom, for example, which were mentioned in the first paragraph. If it's relaxation, for example, you can easily give a long answer just using that one idea. For example, I think most people travel to different places because they want to relax. In their hometown, where they live and work, there is usually a lot of stress associated with relationships, responsibilities in their career. And when they go to a totally new place, it's like they have left all this baggage behind. They can lie on a beach and read an exciting novel, or go hiking in the mountains, or taste wonderful French food in Paris. But the main ingredient for all these activities is a great sense of relaxation, which they cannot find at home. So you can see I'm going into more detail, just sticking to one simple idea, relaxation, but going into more detail. This is probably going to be an easier way to answer the question rather than try to think of many reasons for traveling. And when you just stick to one idea, you can usually go into more depth in regard to your vocabulary and grammar. Okay, thank you for listening, and good luck with your next assignments.